Mika kayara na makatoko ya nakaewa. Goliera makachko ya yo. Yeah, my. Well, I'm just going to do a series of these when the fancy takes me, and sometimes I'll do more focused ones and other times just as I'm exploring this whole process and technique of uploading videos and having a channel and sharing what inspires me. Just been watching Deepak Chopra and Bruce Lipton, both who I really like. My friend Nick LeBran years ago introduced me to Deepak Chopra, who was, was a physicist, a physician, Ayurvedic practitioner, etc., etc., and very much into the power of the mind to influence, how we behave and what happens to us. And I was very skeptical about all of that sort of stuff. And it does seem now that quantum physics seems to be a science that's uniting mystics and sort of materialists. But I remember Engels saying that even if we no longer call it matter, in motion and energy, energy is what seems to be unite the materialists and the spiritualists. And I find that fascinating that everybody is claiming quantum physics to actually prove their beliefs. And however, just my own personal experience, as I say, I was very hostile to people like Louise Hay. I thought she was blaming the victim. That was the perceived orthodoxy of my political comrades. And then one day I was in a charity shop and there was her book, You Can Heal Your Life. And I looked around, is anybody watching? Oh my God, this is terrible. But I got it. And I used to suffer from very bad headaches. Not all the time. It wasn't like some people who really have bad migraines. But when I did have one, it was debilitating and, it would sort of sinusy headache, nausea, sort of really horrible. And I was looking at, her affirmations for that. And I remember one time I was in the street and, oh my God, I felt sick. And out of desperation, I did her one for headaches and the one for nausea. And the one for headaches was, I love and approve of myself. I see myself and what I do with eyes of love. And the nausea one is, I trust the process of life to bring only good to me. Well, I just did those almost mechanistically, because I was feeling so ill that I couldn't handle it. I just did it over and over again. And my goodness, the volume went down. The headache virtually disappeared. Now, I can't sort of guarantee that I'll never have a headache again. However, every time I get even a hint of a headache, I go straight into those, or nausea, I go straight into those mantras, you could call them, affirmations. So you might call that the power of placebo. And if it is, well, doesn't that say something about the power of placebo? That our minds, really are powerful. When people say, this is the most effective pill you'll ever have for, I don't know, I can't think of a condition, but any and you take that pill and woof, I feel better. And then you find out it was a sugar pill. So let's not dismiss placebo. Joe Dispenza has written a book called You Are the Placebo, which is very interesting, in which he has explored, with through all sorts of different ways, how we can train ourselves to actually create those effects without being tricked. Because the thing is, so you're tricked into thinking you're taking a pill that's going to cure something or lift your mood or whatever, and it works. But, you know, his thing is, can we do that without being tricked? And it's fascinating. It's fascinating. And, you know, it's... So if we can do that individually, then we can maybe, in the same sense that the activists have talked about another world as possible, if we can really believe another world is possible, will that influence our collective actions as well? And not giving in to despair. Although at times despair is what you feel, and you, as I was saying in the last one, you just comfort yourself, you go through that despair, and that can also be a spur to action. You know, because I know when I experienced horrendous injustices, they've actually driven me to do something about it. So it's contradictory. It's contradictory. I love contradiction, because if I didn't, whoa, they get me. That's the contradiction.